blessed with captivating marvels of nature, a long and colorful history, diverse culinary flavors, and a people whose warmth and generosity reaches the width and depth of its waters. This adventure takes me to Iloilo, a place filled with old and new discoveries, where a mere visit feels like coming home. Aviation is such a small industry. It's very easy to make new friends and catch up with old ones. Today, I was flying with Nene Chan on her King Air 350i on an invitation to see her beloved hometown. I've always known Teresa or Nene for being an aircraft owner, but I was even more delighted to know that she comes from a family of aviation enthusiasts.
My dad used to fly even before we were born. He was so adventurous, Joy, that he had accidents. I think the most dangerous one was he was coming home from Cebu. He noticed that there was something wrong with the engine and it caught fire.
While flying?
While flying. So he had to have an emergency landing. Thank God that was
Of
safe.
course, this is when there's a spirit of adventure in every flight.
Yes.
And I'm happy that interest has been passed on to you.
Well, the interest was passed on more to my son. After meeting you, Miko says, okay, Mommy, I'm sold. I'm going to take up flying.
So I'm bad influence.
No, you're the good influence in his life. And he's always saying, Mommy, if not for Captain Joy, maybe I would not have really seriously pursued it.
Wow!
We had such a good time chatting during the flight that we didn't notice we have almost reached our destination. But I wasn't prepared for what was waiting for us as we landed. The sound of drum beats filled the airport, and the vibrant colors and big smiles of the dancers of the Dinanyang, Iloilo's biggest festival, brought in the warmth of this island. I also met the members of the One Meal Fundation, Nene's pet project that has done a lot for the community in Iloilo. I couldn't resist joining in the fun. I could tell that my Iloilo adventure was off to a great start. It's been a while since I've been back, and I could definitely see the progress this city has undergone. Right in the middle of it is the Seda Astria, which will be my home base as I explore the city. Proudly Filipino, Seda is known for its hospitality, good pricing, and service. Located within an exciting destination, I got to chat with Joseph, the hotel's manager.
The term Seda is a local term for silk.
Yes?
Yeah. There is this impeccable fabric that signifies the brand's commitment in giving this local hospitality to each and every guest of ours.
Great. But here in Iloilo, how do you integrate the local culture to the food and to the services?
We offer this genuine Ilonggo hospitality from the front desk officers, from security, housekeeping. We make sure our employees are warm and welcoming.
That's great.
At Misto, the hotel's all-day dining restaurant, I had a feast of Iloilo's best flavors, which was a great way of introducing visitors to the authentic Ilonggo food experience ahead of them. Every bite of suman latik and sip of chocolate fueled my hunger for more adventure. Up next, I continue on my adventure across Iloilo, discovering its historic and culinary treasures. Iloilo is one of the oldest cities in the Philippines. Its long history has given it a rich culture and vibrant energy that you may not find in other cities. Nene and I walked along its riverside promenade. The city is named after Irong-Irong, an old name referring to the land jutting out like a nose in the Iloilo River. To learn more about the history of this place, I went to the Museo Iloilo, one of the most well-kept museums in the country.
So most of these artifacts are found here in the locality because that is one of the main goal of the museum, that we have to showcase our own archaeological artifacts in our museum.
Displayed are carbon-dated fossils and weaponry of the Mondo tribe, who were here even before Malay settlers came from Borneo and Indonesia. Early evidences of trade also suggest that Iloilo was an important trading port in ancient times.
Before the coming of the Spanish colonization, we have already contacts with the Chinese, mainland Southeast Asia, Fujian province, and we have as far as mainland Southeast Asia.
There is also a big collection of religious relics, showing both the skilled artistry and devotion of Ilonggos. Textiles also show a period when Iloilo enjoyed prosperity from the sugar trade. Museo Iloilo takes one on an incredible journey through Iloilo's past. But what I am told is that its history can be seen and felt in its very streets. Outside the city is the town of Miag-ao. Here, we find a most unique church, which is inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Nene and I talked to Noel to learn more about its unique features.
The outright built there outside, sir,
Yes.
is serves as a watchtower.
Good idea.
Overlooking the whole seashore of Miag-ao.
That's right, that's
So when the Moro or Muslim came,
We knew right away where they were.
yes, and parishioner came here, ring the bell, and all the people gathered here inside. And then after that, the attack or the salakay the Muslim.
Okay.
Salakay means to attack. So that
Yes,
is why in
yeah.
the first week of February, we have the Salakayan Festival here.
The main altar was wood covered in gold. Piedra China, or Chinese granite, from the galleons still marks the entrance. But what is most remarkable is its ornate facade, designed with native elements like coconut and papaya trees. Saint Christopher, who bears the Christ child, is also wearing local clothing. It is a unique snapshot of the place and time it was built, and indeed a historic national treasure. Another UNESCO Heritage Church can be found in the city's district of Molo. Molo Church, dedicated to Saint Anne, is one of the rare churches in the Philippines done in Gothic style. Inside, 16 images of all female saints line up the aisle of the church. As wealth flowed into the city, it also became a capital for arts, culture, and urban design. Prominent families built stately mansions around Iloilo, and many of them still stand today. An impressive edifice is the Lopez Mansion. Built in 1928 in the French Beaux Art style. Inside, a grand wooden staircase leads to the common room where the country's elite used to gather. This landmark certainly reflects the grandeur and elegance of old Iloilo society. An even older house, built in the 1860s, stands in a busy part of Molo. The Balay nga Bato, or Stone House, is another heritage property Iloilo is proud of. Nene introduced me to its fourth-generation owner, Mrs. Luth Camina.
Welcome to the Avancenia, now the Camina Balay nga Bato, built in 1865, and we still live here.
Up to today.
Yes, up to today. We're counting 153 years.
But you look younger than 153.
It was a typical Filipino house from the Spanish times, beautifully restored and filled to the brim with treasures of the past. Luth happily showed us the different parts of the house. But my favorite part of the house is where all the wonderful aromas are coming from. They serve traditional Iloilo favorites, which also come with their own interesting histories.
Wow, what is this?
That's our signature drink. That's, of course, the chocolate tablea. So, since you're a special guest, Captain Joy, you'll get the chocolate espresso, the thick one.
Okay.
You know how to drink it the Ilustrado way.
I have to follow you. I was the Indio all the time.
You have to drink it with in your demi-tasse. This is the half cut.
Okay.
And then you do it with your finger pinky up.
Oh, this one is
This
up.
one is up.
Very nice, very thick and very nice. Huh?
The cacao is made into tablets of chocolate, heated in cast iron jugs, and beaten with a special wooden whisk or batidor. This results in a very rich, comforting drink that pairs well with the locally baked biscuits. Next up was the famous molo soup.
And you have the Chinese dumpling soup. We call it the pancit molo.
Yeah, I know. I order this often. But why Chinese? Were there a lot of Chinese staying at the time here?
Yes, in the district of Molo, that's the neighboring district, that used to be the Parian, na pari na yan, the Christianized Chinese. So enjoy your pancit molo, Captain.
I will
Joy.
try it. Wow. Here, right here is a mixture of culture, huh?
Yes.
The Chinese and the Spaniard.
My gastronomic adventures do not stop here, as Nene took me later that day to one of the most popular restaurants in the city. It has been around for 30 years and has become the authority when it comes to seafood. And why not? The owner is a marine biologist after all. Munding shows me around the different aquariums containing some of their specialties. The food is as fresh as catching it yourself. Meanwhile, a mouth-watering spread of seafood awaited Nene and I.
How do we start, Munding? What's your recommendation?
Start with the sashimi or
With the sashimi.
soup. This is abalone sashimi.
Very nice. First time I have it in sashimi.
The soup was the meaty diwal, or angel wing clam, found in nearby Capis.
The scallops. We got that from Carles.
This is good. Very good.
Of course, I feasted on my favorite red crabs.
This looks very nice. And your vinegar is something special also, I know that.
Yes,
This is
right.
very
Sinamak. We
different.
call that
Sinamak.
sinamak.
That's right, sinamak. Very,
Ilonggo, no?
Yes.
very longo. It's different when it's fresh, no? Very different.
Live, actually. It's live.
Finally, I got to try the famous managat fish.
And Nana, you were saying this is your favorite.
This is the favorite of everyone here.
Of everyone, okay.
You get the fat.
The fat is the good one. But I'm already very fat, so I will be doubly fat.
Munding introduced this fish into the menu after his experience at the Fisheries Development Center. From being an unpopular fish, it is now a favorite for its milky texture and flavorful taste. When I asked Munding why he named the restaurant Breakthrough, he says It is what any scientist hopes for. A sudden, important discovery. Something that I also achieved while visiting here. Up next, I venture further into the Visayan Sea, witnessing stories of generosity and resilience amidst the paradise islands of Iloilo. I am still exploring the glorious city of Iloilo, getting shown around by my good friend Nene Chan. Today, I found out a different way of experiencing the city. The solar boat plying the Iloilo River is one of Meal Foundation's projects.
So all our roof are solar panels.
Yes, the solar panels, and we have also the battery.
Yes,
to help
it
it.
charges the battery and that's what the engine uses.
Yes.
What's nice is it's very quiet.
It's very quiet, and then you can have like 4 hours of just a quiet cruise around the river.
With the ability to carry 50 passengers, it was a nice way of seeing the city from the water, as well as a unique idea for hosting a party.
So there's a lot of things that are moving along in Iloilo, the cleaning of the river, Esplanade.
The Esplanade,
and
yes.
everything. All this construction here is moving towards that direction.
Yes, it is. It's a very progressive city, and I think that we are one of the most beautiful cities in the Philippines.
The solar boat was definitely a worthwhile project, but I was only about to see the real difference that Nene's Meal Foundation has done for far-flung areas in Iloilo. From Iloilo City, we drove to the coastal town of Concepcion in northern Iloilo. We took a boat to the island towns to visit one of the foundation's beneficiaries. Meal Foundation, comprised of Nene and her schoolmates, aimed to build facilities for public schools in the remote areas of Iloilo. But at the wake of Typhoon Yolanda in 2013, they were driven to act and extend a different kind of help. As we got closer to the islands, one by one, yellow fishing boats with the Meal seal came to escort us. Before we knew it, swarms of Meal fishing boats brought us to the shores of our destination. Nene explains that every time they visit the islands, the fishermen would do a salubong, or welcome, as a sign of their gratitude to the foundation. It was indeed a heartwarming gesture to witness. Together with Dr. Raul Banlas, Iloilo's provincial administrator, we got to chat with the fishermen whose lives were changed after the typhoon struck.
We saw the devastation. In short, we asked them, what can we give you? And then they said fishing boats. They didn't even want goods
Or food.
Food, it says fishing
Or
boats.
house.
Yes. So Doc Banyas arranged to have a meeting with all the fishermen in the gym. There were like 3,000 or 4,000 fishermen there in the gym. And we told them that we have started this program, Adopt a Fisherman program, and that we are giving all of you fishing boat.
Well, the salubong is something that is very unusual and can be sentimental if you're a part of this
Yes.
change of life of these people.
Yes, we're just happy that we were given by God the opportunity to help.
Their valuable help allowed the fishermen to continue their livelihood, putting food on the table and sending their kids to school. Aside from this, they are now transitioning to using solar lights in their boats. I also got to sit down and chat with the people behind the Meal Foundation, who tirelessly devote their time and resources in uplifting the lives of their fellow Ilonggos.
So all of you are friends of Nene.
We are retired and we wanted to do something.
She is retired.
Okay, you all don't look like you are retired.
No, we really volunteered.
So everybody volunteers.
She said she wanted to help Iloilo. She's based in Manila.
Yes.
She said, I have no one to help me. I said, okay, happy to help you.
That's great. That's great.
It's great to find friends who are also civic-minded. And I salute these hard-working ladies for their commitment and dedication to their chosen advocacies. While here at the coast, I decided to head further north to see some of Iloilo's lesser-known island destinations. From Concepcion, I traveled to Carles, a small fishing town in the tip of Iloilo. I stayed at the Sol de Maria Boutique Resort, owned by some good friends.
Hi, Mai.
Rock, how are you?
I'm okay. I made it to Carles.
Yes, welcome to Sol de Maria. So Sol de Maria is the gateway to Isla Gigantes.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Yes.
It feels very homey.
This is actually a family resort. We opened it 2 years ago for visitors to come, and we shared our home to everyone.
I might not live here anymore. I might feel too at home.
I was very happy to find this charming resort tucked away in a quiet part of Carles. With only 5 guest rooms, you'll enjoy a lot of privacy and dedicated service. Rustic and cozy, every corner feels like a part of your home. It has a nice pool and garden with great spots facing the sea for some much-needed rest and relaxation. That morning, I was up early to explore more of the far-off islands.
It's early morning here in Carles Port. This is the jumbo point for Gigantes Island, and I'm going there to explore the place.
The Islas de Gigantes are a group of 10 islands on the northern tip of Iloilo. Legends say that giant human bones were found in one of the island caves during the Spanish times, earning it its name. While there are no evidence left of those remains, you can still see giants in the form of these towering boulders. They serve as the entrance to the saltwater Tangke Lagoon. To get inside the sanctuary, you will first have to climb over its limestone rocks and reach the gap where you can enjoy a dip. Locals say the lagoon is sacred because even with the thick foliage surrounding it, no leaves fall on its waters. It's truly an enchanting place. From here, I went to my next destination, the island of Bantique. I enjoyed walking its powdery, white sandbar surrounded by sapphire waters. Until I chanced upon some fishermen hauling in some catch. Tons of scallops harvested from the surrounding waters.
This thing's alive. Kind of bites you if you put your hand inside.
Curious, I accompanied some of the fishermen to see how they harvest the scallops. They dive some 25 to 45 meters with a mesh bag across their neck. They then catch the scallops by hand, shoving them into the bag. Once full, it is tied and hoisted up. This is as fresh as it could get. Teresa, who owns the restaurant on the island, shows me how some of them are cooked.
Ito po, ito yung tinatawag na wasay-wasay.
Wasay-wasay.
Palakol.
Pero, ano siya? Hindi siya oyster, hindi talaba.
Ang wasay-wasay kasi nakatira sa dagat.
Dagat.
Pero yung talaba nasa...
Brackish.
Ito po, ang scallops namin, hindi kami naglalagay ng kahit ano dyan.
No salt, no nothing.
Wala po,
Okay.
wala. Tapos, iba ang lasa nito. Ito medyo matamis, ito medyo maalat-alat.
What used to be dynamite fishing grounds is now unofficially the scallops capital of the Philippines. I finally got to sit down and try it myself.
You really want to come here only for this, huh? This is the specialty.
Yes. It's very cheap. Like in less than 500 pesos, you can drown in
scallops. This
You
one
should
is,
try.
I like the sausawan.
Yep.
Sarap. And wasay-wasay means like axe.
Kasi it's axe shaped. Some people like it better kasi it's more firm compared sa
Sa
talaba.
big.
Sarap.
Sarap.
After a very filling lunch, it was time to go to our last stop, the island of Cabugao Gamay. I tried to burn off what I ate by climbing its famous vantage point.
Cabugao Gamay is one of the islands here in Gigante Sur. It's got nice white sand and a viewpoint wherein I can see all the other islands.
It was a perfect view to end my adventure in Iloilo. A place of historic, cultural, and natural significance, protected by compassionate and dedicated individuals, where its culinary treasures are a joy to experience, and where hospitality is second nature to its people. Iloilo can truly be everyone's second home.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari!